Yes, sir. Big Rob, the motivator with ya. Welcome to episode one of the Claim Who You Are podcast. Recorded with much love and respect from the city of Chi, my hometown, Chicago, city where I was born and raised. I decided to put this podcast together to expand my reach. I am an empowerment speaker and I currently speak at high schools, colleges, middle schools, leadership organizations around the country. And my message is full on anti drugs, anti gangs, anti violence, anti suicide, pro career, pro purpose, pro tolerance, pro understanding, pro everything good in life that will excel us to the next phase, to the next level, to help us succeed. I am pro all of that. I wanted to put this together because when I speak at schools, I'm speaking to maybe 200 to 500 kids at a time, 300 to 1,000 for the youth leadership organizations. And one way that I can expand my reach is to put this podcast together. Instead of reaching just a few hundred at a time, I can reach thousands or tens of thousands from the East Coast to the West Coast and around the world. Because we need we need to wake up and realize that something is happening in our cities, something is happening to our youth, something is happening to the fabric, the foundation of the family. You feel me? And in order to stop the disease, in order to stop the violence, the crime, the gang banging, the shootings, the murdering of little kids, man. I mean, we hear it all the time. Let me read this part of this article quickly from the Chicago Sun Times. This is the weekend report for shootings between Friday evening to Monday morning. And check it out. I know a lot of you don't want to hear this. I know a lot of you say, oh, here we go again with the shootings, the gang banging. But you know what? The same person that keeps talking about here we go again, it's the same person that closes their door, that shuts their blinds, that closes their windows, that says, that's not my kid, that's not my problem, I don't want to hear it anymore, it ain't got nothing to do with me. Well, guess what? It has everything to do with you. Everything to do with you. Because you are part of the problem. I'm going to say that again. It has everything to do with you because you are part of the problem. In the 80s and 90s, I'm 42 years old right now. I'm 42 years old. I'm blessed with, my firstborn daughter, Josephine. She's 6 months old. I mean, I thank God every day for her. Every day, she's just a blessing. I look at her, I smile, I laugh. She's just the funniest, wittiest little girl ever. And I'm biased, of course, as my baby, right? But, and I think about when I was a child coming up in the 80s and 90s, and everybody on my block knew me. Every single adult on the block knew me, not just by face, but my name. They knew my parents. They knew where I lived. They knew the phone number. They knew everything about me. That was part of the village. Remember that village? I couldn't break a window. I couldn't say a swear word without my parents finding out about it because somebody told on me. An adult grabbed me and took me home and told on me. And I wish that we had that village because that's how I want my daughter to grow up. I want her to grow up in that village that we used to have when people actually gave a damn. Remember that? When people actually gave a damn? And now we got this callus around our heart, where we don't want to hear anything. We don't want to see anything. We don't want to feel anything. We don't want to be anything but what's within our four little walls. That's all we want is that little box, and we don't want to deal with anything else. We want to go to work. We want to come back home, go to sleep, eat, close the door, close the window, draw the blinds, and pretend like there isn't a world out there beyond our very own. Check this out. 38 people, 38 other people wounded in shootings across Chicago between Friday evening and Monday morning. 2 people were killed. So we're talking about 41 people shot, 40 people shot, 2 of which were killed. Let's take it back to the 4th of July weekend. We're talking about 101 gunshot victims over the long holiday weekend. Let's take it back even further. Since the start of the year in Chicago, at least 1,900 people have been shot in the city of Chicago, 327 of them fatally. You know, if there's a family right now listening and you happen to be a relative of one of those people that were shot, you know, I just want to say that we got to do better, man. We got to do better for you. And I'm not talking about, I'm not reaching this out to the people that knowingly let your gang banging kids go out there with guns so they can shoot people and maybe they got shot. I'm sorry, but I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the innocent bystanders. I'm talking about the 100% pure innocent victim, because some of you are harboring domestic terrorists, man. I'm telling you right now, some of you are harboring your gang banging cousins, your gang banging brothers, your gang banging sons, your gang banging daughters, your gang banging kids. I mean, you're harboring them. You know they got drugs in the house. You know they got all kind of guns in the house. You know they got 2, 3 murders under their belt, and you laugh about it. You think it's cool. You think it's funny. I don't understand it. I really don't. The hood says snitches get stitches. Snitches get stitches. You know who talks like that? Murderers and gangbangers and drug dealers that want to continue to tear up our communities. They want to continue to tear up our families. They want to continue to do everything that they can to terrorize you. So they tell you that snitches get stitches. But all I see is people that aren't snitching getting ditches. All I see is people that are not talking losing more family members. All I see is more funerals. All I see is more chaos, more shootings, more gang banging, more violence, and more people closing their doors, closing their windows, and shutting their blinds. That's what I see. I got a couple numbers for the parents. If I have some parents in Chicago and you think your child, your teenager, your young adult in your family might be involved in gangs or they're heading in that direction, I want you to contact Build. BUILD. It's a wonderful organization here in the city of Chicago. They're all about intervention. They're all about prevention, you know, and being proactive with it, just not reacting to the violence, not just reacting once the body bag has been zipped up, but actually making a conscious effort and decision to go out there and be proactive and reach these kids before the bullets start flying, reach these kids before the body bags start zipping up, reach these kids before the moms start hollering at these funerals, man. It's heartbreaking. If you've ever been to one of these funerals where a teenager, a young kid has been shot and killed, I mean, it's the most heart-wrenching. It's the most heart-wrenching thing you'll ever experience in your whole life, and I hope that you never have to experience that. You know, I have, and it's just it's so unnecessary. It's just so vile. It's a violation of the innocence of the youth in our community, and we need to come together and make a conscious decision, man, to just say, you know what, like so much bloodshed has gone on, and it's time for us to band together and rebuild the village that we used to have back in the day. Please contact Build, BUILD, buildchicago.org. If you need that phone number, let's see if I can find a number on here for you right quick. You can reach them at 773-227-2880. And they got so much stuff going on. I mean, right now they got that let me see. They got the July 15th. They got a bike ride for peace, a ride through the Austin community. That Saturday, July 15th, starts at 9 a.m. They're meeting up at 5100 West Harrison Street. It's a ride for peace. Get on your bike, get your family together, go out there and support these guys, man. These guys, they've done so much. When I was a youngster coming up in Humboldt Park, I attended Build with my friends, and it kept us off the streets. It kept us busy. It kept us doing things. And, I really owe a lot to organizations like this that gave a damn. I'm sorry I got to take it there, but it's the truth. They give a damn, and you need to start giving a damn too. Now, if you're not in Chicago, reach out to the National Gang Center. That's the nationalgangcenter.gov. There's a slew of information on there, phone numbers you can call to get information, to get resources, to get some help and some answers as to what's going on with the young adult in your family or the youth in your family that may be teeter-tottering on that edge to joining a gang. And I want you to stop ignoring it. I want you to stop acting like your child is so perfect, so sweet, so holy, so innocent that they are incapable of carrying a gun, carrying drugs, drug dealing, gang banging, shooting somebody. I need you to stop pretending. I need you to stop pretending for a second. Take a seat, breathe, relax, and figure out a game plan. Figure out the next course of action. Action. Look, prayer is I'm all good for prayer. Prayer is fine and dandy. If you want to pray, pray. But I need you to eventually get off your knees and start some action. I need you to take a proactive stance in your house. That's your house. That's not your child's house. That's your house. You pay the rent. You pay the mortgage. You pay the bills. You put food on the table. You make sure the lights don't turn off. You do all that. And your kid coming in there 3 a.m., 4 a.m. acting like he owned the place. That stops today. You run the house. We need to take back the household. We need to take back the household. Once we take back the household and the rules are set, the respect is restored, order is restored, then we can take back the streets. But we can't take the streets until the household is recovered. Let me say that again. We cannot take the streets until the household is recovered. Stop ignoring it. Stop like it don't exist. Stop going to work 9, 10 hours a day, escaping from it, and hoping and praying that when you come back, everything's going to be all good. Look, I know some of you are single moms, you're single dads, you're at your wits' end. You don't know where to turn. You don't know what to do. That's why I'm giving you these resources. BuildChicago.org. National Gang Center. If you think your child is suicidal, if you think they're dabbling with drugs, if you think they're dabbling with things they shouldn't be dabbling with, here's another. National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. 1-800-273-8255. And I hope these numbers are correct because I'm getting them from the Google sites or the Google searches. So hopefully they're all accurate. If they're not, please shoot me an email. Let me know at bigrobthemotivator.com. We need to get help for the youth of Chicago, for the youth of the country, for the youth of the world. We need to get help. And there's resources out there. But we just need to stop ignoring it. We just need to stop going out on Friday, Saturday night, going out dancing, chilling, getting a drink, acting like nothing is wrong when your kid is suffering. When your kid has no idea of their identity. When your kid is crying themselves at night because they don't know how to talk to mommy and daddy anymore. Because your kid rather slash their wrist and hurt themselves to feel something. Where are you? I need you to take back your household. I need your kids to stop suffering. I need the bloodshed in Chicago to stop. And it starts with compassion, with tolerance, with reaching out, with giving a damn. Remember when we used to give a damn? Can we please bring that back? Can we please bring back the village? Can we rebuild it? Is it too late? If it's too late, let me know when I shut this down. There won't be an episode 2. If it's too late, just call me. 312-685-5440. Text me and tell me, yo, Big Rob, it's too late. Shut it down. If it's too late, I'll quit. I'll go get a 9 to 5. I won't be a speaker anymore. I won't reach out to the youth of Chicago, to the youth in the East Coast, the West Coast. I'll say, forget it. They're right. It's too late. But if it's not too late, help me. If it's not too late, help me. And how do you help me? How do I help you, Big Rob? How do I help you? You help me by helping yourself. You help me by helping the young person in your family. You help me by helping your cousin, your neighbor, your brother, your sister that you know is going through a thing. Stop ignoring it. If you know they're gang banging, if you know they're being violent, if you know they have suicidal thoughts, reach out. Stop being selfish. It ain't all about you. Stop making it about you. Every time you wake up with a purpose. Man, I'm not talking about a purpose that's only going to benefit you. Because I tell you right now, I wake up every single day, and some of you have heard me say this before, but I'll say it again for those of you that have not heard me say this. I wake up every single day with the intent to save somebody's life. That's it. I don't wake up thinking about anything else. Whose life can I save today? It could be my daughter. It could be my wife. It could be my brother and sister. It could be my neighbor. It could be the dude gangbanging down the block. It could be the guy from around the way drug dealing. I'm putting myself out there on the front lines because guess what? I give a damn. And that's all I want you to do. I just want you to give a damn. I just want you to give a damn. Join me on episode 2. It's going to stay lit. Once the oven turns on, it just keeps going 200, 300, 400, 500 degrees. It's just going to stay lit. Join me for episode 2 of the Claim Who You Are podcast with Big Rob the Motivator. I love you all. Much love and respect. I'm out.